What's going on, guys? It's Rick with Rick's Toy Room, and it has been an absolutely insane long weekend. For those of you that know me personally and have access to my private account, you know that I was in Michigan this weekend. I had a wedding and my mom's birthday to attend, and up until last Monday, I had no idea I was even going. Like, I had everything booked like 2 months ago, planes, hotels, cars, and I always get stressed out going back to Michigan. I rarely go back on a good occasion. And I know that every time I go back, just all the history, all the shit, everything, like it really, really does actually bother me going back to Michigan. Like, again, I get very stressed out by it. And very few things can stress me out, but that stresses me out. So I had everything well planned. And I'll tell you, almost none of it went to plan. So initially, I left Florida. I left Hudson. I mean, if you'd have looked at my travel, like how things went, if you'd have looked at my GPS tracker, it looked like a typical hurricane spaghetti model. I left the house in Hudson, went to Tampa International like 3 in the morning, grabbed a 6 a.m. flight, flew to Detroit, got the car, drove to Battle Creek, stayed in Battle Creek all of Friday, overnight Friday. Went from Battle Creek to Southfield, Michigan. Spent Saturday in Southfield. Southfield, got up Sunday morning, drove down to Detroit, grabbed a plane in Detroit, flew back to Tampa, went from Tampa up to Hudson to feed the dogs, let the dogs out. Left, because my dog sitter was only helping me Friday, Saturday. Left Hudson, went to Orlando, got to Orlando, watched a movie in Orlando, came back from Orlando, back to Hudson, and then passed the fuck out and almost died. The first 3 days I did everything on just under 12 hours of sleep. Thursday to Friday was only like 3 hours of sleep. Friday to Saturday was roughly 4 hours of sleep. Saturday I actually slept really well. I didn't sleep well Wednesday night because I just, like, again, everything was kind of like aggravating me and I wasn't sure I was actually going to go. But yeah, so everything went pretty well. Friday landed in Detroit, got my gun, got my gear, go to the rental place, and I told you guys in an earlier video, maybe I didn't, budget had fucked my rental up. I originally had just a little 4-banger for like $85 for the weekend. They turn around like, hey, we can give you an easy upgrade to a nice like SUV for $117. I'm like, fine, give me the SUV. I realized when I did the upgrade, I put the wrong time for the flight. So I changed the flight, and or I changed the rental for the flight to match, and they jacked the price up like $160. So I called the customer care, chewed them out. They're like, oh, yeah, no, we're going to get it. It's back down to, we actually owe you money. Well, they put me in a mystery car, okay? Get to the rental place. The mystery car was the Jeep Gladiator. Okay, it's pretty much my Sahara with a little bit wider wheelbase. Fine. Leave Detroit. That thing is a brick on wheels, okay? I'm sorry. Gladiators are trash. They feel like trash. They ride like trash. On the way from Detroit to Battle Creek, traffic was a pain in the ass. Detroit's I-94 is still basically 2 lanes. Knock on wood, most people in Michigan know that when you're riding their ass, they need to get over. So even though they'll be doing the speed limit or less in the left lane because they're assholes, they will get out of your way. So I was able to get to Battle Creek within about, just over 2 hours. The Jeep rode okay. Doing my thing. Tried to meet up with another friend of mine. She was being a complete moron. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not here for you anyhow, so I'm going to go do my thing. Saw some family, whatever. Spent the day with my mom for her birthday. And then Friday night, I hooked up with my buddy Dusty, and I'm like, yo, let's get together. Let's go have a cigar. Let's hang out. We hit a local cigar shop, but all the cigar shops there closed at 9 o'clock. So by the time we actually got our first stick in, we barely got to finish smoking it. It's like, well, it's only 9 o'clock. I'm not tired, even though I've only had 3 hours sleep. I've, flown across the country, drove across the state, because, Detroit's here, Battle Creek's here. So you fly all the way up here and drive all the way over here. It could wear on you. So we're like, let's go to the casino. Dual intentions, but let's go to the casino. We'll have a cigar there. We can sit in the lounge, whatever. Didn't know the casino went smoke-free. So couldn't smoke cigars. Had a couple drinks, saw some people, and then I was like, you know what, I'm in a mood. Let's go gamble. Go over to the 3-card poker table. And it's been a while since I played 3 cards, so I was like, all right, let's just see how things go. Once I watched about 5-10 hands, really got my bearing, like, oh yeah, this is what this bet means, this is what this bet is. Okay, I'm in. The table sits like a shape like this. The dealer deals left to right, and then the dealer. So everybody gets 3 cards, dealer gets 3 cards, the shoe shuffles, game plays. Well, both players out of the 6 person were here. They were in spots, 6 and 5. These spots were all open. One guy, while I'm watching, sits here. So you got this spot, these 3 open spots, these 2 filled. So I'm like, all right, this guy didn't do too well. These guys are doing okay. I sit down in this spot next to these 2 dudes. This guy's like, oh, bro, he's like, I hope you don't mess up the cards. I'm like, look, can't get any worse. The table's not really that hot. I throw down $120. This guy throws down like 500, and these guys are just playing with whatever money they've got in front of them. Plus, I don't know, they've been there before all the rest of us. Guy in the first position burns through his $500. He leaves. I'm doing okay. I'm flexing. I mean, my bets are $40 a hand. The bets are flexing. Win a couple, lose a couple. And, I'm not out any money yet, but I'm not up any money. So the guy sitting next to me is like, man, the table got cold. This guy walks out of cash. The 3 of us play one more hand. This guy's like, table gets cold. He leaves. So me and this guy are playing. And again, the table's doing okay. We're going up, down. We hit one, lose one, hit one, lose one, break even, whatever. This guy comes back. Dealer deals out a hand. I hit a mini royal flush. So in 3-card poker, the mini royal flush is basically an ace, king, queen of a non-spade suit. And of course, somebody wants to fucking mow their lawn. So I hit the mini royal. Now the mini royal pays $2,500 to 5. Well, I had a $5 progressive bet on trying to hit the jackpot, so that paid $2,500. 40 to 1 on my $10 ante bet. 40 to 1, 10 to 1, something on my actual bet, and then the 6-card bet I don't think won anything. Total payout was $3,000. The 2 guys next to me, they get what's called an envy bet. So if they're betting the progressive and I hit, or anybody hits the royal flush or the mini royal flush, they get a bonus payout. So they each won $125 just for me hitting. So it was a great hit. Like, it was a great hit. Like, I walked in with $140 expecting to lose it. I just want to play some table games. I walked out with $3,000. By the time I tipped everybody and yada yada yada, I walked out like $2,700. I played a few extra hands. But we were laughing because had that other guy stayed, that would have been his hand. Because again, the way it deals, it's just first person up, round robin table. They don't like deal, switch, deal, burn. It's just straight deal. So I got that guy's hand. If he'd have stayed 3 more hands, he'd have won. And he was betting good money. He would have won a significant amount of cash. So that was Friday night. We ended up going to Denny's and staying up all night. Then I picked some stuff up from my exes that I was going to mail home. One of those items I actually brought with me. My Brian O'Halloran autograph to Rick. I'm not even supposed to be here today. My Clerks auto. This is going to go with my Comic Book Men auto. It'll go with my Mallrats auto. So I was really happy to actually find that while I was home. I've got some other stuff coming. Another NBA Jam arcade machine, or arcade JAMA board that I didn't know I still had. I thought I sold. I actually had that at the old house, so I brought that's being shipped home to me. Some posters that are being shipped back to me. Some Hot Wheels, whatever. 1/18 scale, the big ones. So that was Friday. Saturday, got to Detroit. Saturday morning, I get up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to see my mom for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to leave. So I go back to my mom's place. I'm like, look, your iPad needs a new case. You need a car charger, all this kind of shit. So I jump in the Gladiator. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to fly up the road. I'm going to hit Best Buy and come back. Hit 66, and all of a sudden, death wobble. The damn stabilizer on the sway bar cracked. And this is a known problem with Jeep Wrangler series vehicles since 2016. They've had recalls on them. My 22 had it. They put the same bullshit part of my 22. And essentially at excessive speeds, or fast speeds, I was doing 75 in the Gladiator when it snapped. Now my Wrangler, I drive it like 100, 110. I'm not shocked that I snapped it in the Wrangler. But in the Gladiator, I was only doing like 75 at the time. So I was like, all right, slow the Gladiator down. Fine, start driving, picked up speed. It was fine again. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe it's just barely snapped. Get to Best Buy, get what I need, get back on 66, heading south, and literally within hitting 60 mile an hour, I'm like, nope. Pulled over. Luckily, Kellogg and the Kellogg Arena have a budget Avis rent-a-car right there. So pulled right off the freeway, drove right over the budget, parked it in the driveway, and I said, look, here's the deal. You guys gave me a Gladiator. Obviously, Jeep still has not fixed the sway bar compensator. The damn thing snapped. It's got death wobble now. I cannot drive this to Detroit. I've got to be in Detroit by 3 o'clock. I can't be doing 45 mile an hour down I-94 all the way back to Detroit. Not going to happen. So first they were like, well, I don't know. I'm like, either you can swap me vehicles or you can rent me another vehicle. You've got 5 more sitting on the lot. I don't care which one of these 2 options you choose, but I'm not taking that Gladiator. You're going to give me another car. So talking to the lady for a few minutes, find out she's ex-Kellogg. So her and I traded some horror stories. And then, of course, she made a couple phone calls. I had to call their roadside assistance. They authorized the swap. Had me in a little 4-banger. I was like, look, I'm not even going to argue with you guys and fight with you guys about the cost of this rental. I don't give a shit that the 4-banger's cheaper than the SUV. Just give me a car that drives. So they gave me this little Nissan something, and that little bastard can haul. So fly to Detroit, get to the hotel, change clothes, take a shower, do the wedding. By about 8 o'clock at the wedding, I'm done. Like, I can't keep my eyes open. I'm falling asleep on my feet. Like, I'm hit. At this point, it's been Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've had, like I said, less than 12 hours of sleep. I've traveled thousands of miles across country, back and forth across the state. I'm exhausted. Finish the wedding, have the reception dinner, had dessert. They started doing dancing and singing. I'm like, I'm out. Hit the hotel room, pass out. I was gone. Slept from 9 until 2 in the morning. Got up at 2 in the morning. Was like, got to get to the airport. Got to move. Take the rental. Go fill it up. Drop the rental off. Get to the airport. Get checked in. Check the gun. Do all the things. Look down at my boarding pass. The plane doesn't leave until 7. I could have slept in like another hour, maybe 2. So, whatever. Get done. Walk around the airport. A couple of the shops are open at like 4:30. Do a little shopping. 5 o'clock, the restaurants start to open. So I sit down for the restaurant, have some breakfast. Get on the plane like 6:30. And I'm not on the plane 2 minutes. I pass out. I slept the first 45 minutes of the plane. The cool part was I had the whole row to myself. But the guy behind me decides, he wanted some extra room. So he moves up a seat. They all spread out. Luckily, this guy wasn't being a jackass. He took the far right seat. So I had my seat. The middle seat was open. I stretched out, put my legs through the middle seat, passed out. It was great. The lady in front of me, however, was an absolute bitch. This lady couldn't shut the fuck up. She had some little Ritalin baby kid with her. Now, the kid probably had to be maybe 7 or 8. So I get it. He was excited. Me, Mom, Papa, we're going to go Florida vacation. So the kid's all hyper as fuck. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to strangle his ass. The mother was worse. She kept yelling to the husband on the other row. She kept yelling to the kid. The lady couldn't talk quiet to save her fucking life. Like, everybody in the plane knew her whole vacation plan and what the kid likes to eat and why the kid's ears weren't popping. Like, shut the fuck up. By the time the flight landed, I was just ready to strangle her with a fucking, seatbelt. The flight going out, similar issue. Well, not really. So the flight going out, I picked the row that had nobody in it. Well, they booked somebody right next to me. So I'm on the aisle. So here's the seats. I'm on the aisle, center seat, window seat. I'm sitting here. The last 5 people get on the plane. They close the boarding doors. This lady sits here. Now, this seat's open. There's nobody getting on the plane. The plane's been closed. Do you think this bitch would move over? Fuck no. She decides to be all yippy at me now. The flight out of Tampa left even an hour earlier. So, again, I'm on no sleep. I don't want to talk to people. Ladies all bit, 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 bit. And I'm like, one word, short answers. She's still talking, da, 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 da. And again, I'm like, move over a seat. You don't need to be sitting next to me. That seat's move. She wouldn't fucking move. Kept talking. Well, during the Delta safety video, and again, on my personal Facebook account, I posted this. During the safety video, they decided to show Delta airline stewardess throughout the year. I'm gonna say stewardess. You can suck my ass. You don't like it. You can follow. The unfollow button's around here somewhere. They start showing all the stewardess throughout the years, and they happen to get to the 60s. Maybe it was the 70s. I think it was the 60s. And they show a scene with a guy, salt, pepper hair, black rimmed glasses, black red striped tie, asking the stewardess for a light for cigarettes. And this is during the non-smoking portion. And the stewardess is like sitting next to him and says, no light. Do any of you know what that is? Anybody? One more time. Gentleman sitting in a seat, salt, pepper hair, suit, black rimmed glasses, black and red striped tie, stewardess sitting next to him asking her for a light to a cigarette. Doesn't ring a bell? That is the story of D.B. Cooper, the most infamous U.S. plane hijacker in history that has never been caught, and they never recovered the money, except for the 5 bills some kid found like 5 years ago. I'll explain that later. Look it up. Anyhow, they literally put a plane hijacker as part of the fucking safety video. So I see this. I look at this lady. Look at the video. It essentially says, what was wrong? I was like, do you know who was in this non-smoking section of the video? No, I didn't recognize it. I was like, they put in D.B. Cooper. Her eyes turned on a video, shut the fuck up, didn't talk to me, rest the flight. I didn't have to say anything else. The 2 guys behind me heard what I said. They were trying to look it up. Who the fuck's D.B. Cooper? Somebody slid in a fucking plane hijacker in the Delta video. And I'm going to see if someone has taped it on YouTube or if Delta has it on their website. I'm going to screen grab it. I'm going to post it and see how long it now stays in the video. But somebody slipped that shit in. Nobody caught it. Everyone approved it. Let that shit go through. And on a fucking U.S. passenger plane, they highlight a fucking, essentially a plane terrorist. Great. I love it. Fucking awesome. That made my day to see that. So anyhow, fast forward. That was the plane going in. Plane coming out. Lady annoyed the fuck out of me in Tampa. Land in Tampa. Get my gun real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Get to the Jeep. Lost the fucking parking pass. Got to go to the customer, do the customer care lane. Spent 10 minutes filling out paperwork. When did I get there? Where was I parked? Yada, yada, yada. Get that all said and done. Paid for the ticket. Paid for the parking. Left. Fly my happy ass back to Hudson, or drive my happy ass back to Hudson like 100 mile an hour. Get the dog food. Feed the dogs. Let the dogs sit there know I made it. They're good for the weekend. Turn around. Drive to Orlando to go see Star Wars Episode 3 20th Anniversary in 4DX. Sam's already in town, so Sam meets me there. Go to check into the movie. I booked the tickets for Saturday, not Sunday. Fuck. Okay. Luckily, the guy either felt really bad for Sam, thinking that the guy that she's with is an idiot, or felt really bad for me for looking embarrassed in front of Sam. Either which way, the guy's like, I've got tickets left, but it's only on the front row. And I told Sam, I was like, look, if you don't want to do this, it's fine. I fucked up. She's like, no, we're already here. And I want to see this. I want to do the 4DX. Let's do it. So we sit down, we watch the movie, and dude, those 4DX seats bounce you like hell. I've been on roller coasters that were smoother than this. I mean, they had points where like the rocket ships were being shot and hit. Dude, Sam was being thrown out of her seat. I'm getting jerked. They have these like air vents behind the headrest that blow into your face, like to blow air on you at certain times. Man, this one was angled right in my ear. Whoosh! I thought it was going to blow my brains out the side of my head, man. My ear's really clean now, though. It was really cool. They had all kinds of cool water effects and bubble effects and lighting. Like, it was a cool event. I'm glad we stayed and did it. Had a couple drinks at this restaurant, Cuba Libre in, I forget what they call this place. But, yeah, then I came home. By the time I got home, it was almost 8 o'clock at night. I was so exhausted. I took a couple phone calls. I passed out. And then I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning. So, that's it. That was my trip. I'm still exhausted. I'm drinking coffee. I've had my breakfast. I'm off for the next 2 days. I don't go back to work till Thursday. Man, won $3,000. Got some of my old collectibles. Saw some friends and family. Got to see Star Wars with Sam. It was a great weekend. I'm exhausted, and I'm going to take the next 2 days just to catch up. All right, y'all. Later.